Tonight on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous we will be touring through the lavish homes of the entertainment industry's most fabulous and well-paid actors' extravagant homes in Hollywood Hills. Oh, my mistake. I guess they all have burned to the ground, making them the most expensive pile of ashes this side of the crematorium. Hades himself couldn't afford a luxurious bachelor pad that has been transformed into this impressive mountain of soot. Just a price tag on the money that was completely wasted building these glorious homes that once screamed, this person had way too much money, based on the $25 million price to own homes that have been reduced to the dust from which it came. To make things more interesting, actors such as Mel Gibson, who directed films such as Passion of the Christ, a movie that sensationalized the murder of God's son and nothing else about his life, a movie that became the golden apple of Gibson's Hollywood achievements that quickly became the curse of Midas's touch as he quickly descended into a babbling madness of borderline cult fanatic delusions and bad private social habits such as things involving gerbils, KY jelly and loads of cocaine on those hot steamy nights. Yes, all of Tinseltown has gone up like a tinderbox. Was it an act of God? Was it the devil himself coming to reap what Hollywood had coming for all the bad cinematic impressions they've financed and distributed across the world? Or was it the act of a serial arsonist that saw a target people would just say, it's about time Hollywood got what they deserved? Let's find out on next week's Raid Area 51 Cockblokers. Lifestyles of the gluttonous and sexually immoral. Sodom and Gomorrah like money-hungry dingoes. Well, you know what I mean. Till next time, suck my balls.
Returning to my service, Scorpion.
Address me as Hanzo Hasashi.
I like you better, Scorpion. Truly, you have mastered hellfire.
The better to burn you with, sorcerer.
Least I can defeat you, Kang.
I beheaded Quan Chi.
Thank you for sparing me the trouble.
You are next, Genso. Ryu. We'll bring you to Raiden.
Are you prepared to lose another clan?
Never again.
Where is he? Where is he?
Let her go. I'm the one you want.
Finally, we meet.
It's time to finish this.
Come here.
game over.
Hello fans and viewers. First up, let me say that if you're here to find out the dumbest guide to building your own alien, then I'm afraid you may be mistaken. This video is not exactly about that, but it can be. This video is designed to inspire the inspired. For those faithful out there, this video will encompass a portion of all the hidden wisdom and messages that God has bestowed mankind over the years, from the purpose of individual faith to the divine spark within us all. Now, if you are someone who is looking away from the screen and searching for something to focus on other than the subject I'm talking about, then you should realize that it is for a reason, and there is a dark force that wants you to think and do exactly what you're doing right now. For I come upon a horse whose name is Justice, and truth is my crown, and I come bearing the true name of God. Another mistranslation. I come bearing the true belief in God, the true path to Him. Not in a church or upon a cross, but within you as you understand and believe Him to be. Reach out and pray to Him as He has revealed Himself to you, and you shall find Him. Now this video talks about how to possibly splice the genetic structure for the DNA template of a xenomorphic creature similar to your movie character in Aliens. How to make the impossible possible. To create something from nothing is the true focus of this video. When I made mankind, I made you all in the likeness of myself for many reasons. One of which was so that you would be capable of reaching your highest possible potential, which you have in your innovations and scientific endeavors. For one day I planned on coming back to this era to mold a portion of myself from your accumulated wisdom. So if you find yourself confused at any point during all this, just look back and reference what I just said and you'll understand the reasons why. Now by the end of this video I'm going to explain to you how I do this, but first let us travel back to the time of the Dark Ages, to the year of our Lord, 1164 AD, the date, the 20th of June. The place is Canterbury Hill, England, where we shall encounter King Arthur, the Knight of the Table Round, and his court advisor, Merlin. This is the day that they went missing. Now they have prepared the stone tablets listing the outline of the boundaries of basic magical practice. Let us go and look upon their works. Open your astral eyes to be able to see where we are going and what we encounter. My astral avatar, or my angelic form, will take us there. So do not wander or lose focus on me, for I am your means to travel there and back. Stray from me and you may find yourself scattered across time. Are you ready, my lord? It seems that the French and Saxon warlords were there waiting to ambush Arthur and his knights. With a massive army of troops at Canterbury Hill, they saw the vision and influence of ideas that outlined the foundations of magic, while their soldiers that had with them fought off the ambush. Arthur and his knights then fought the French army head-on and sent scribes back with the vision they saw and quickly explained to them before sending them back home to tell the priests awaiting their return with the parchments of paper. Meanwhile, Arthur and his knights, with Merlin, or Abbot Merlin, a descendant of the guy first gave the inspiration of Arthur's legend to that foretold of King Henry II and his coming time to rule over the Britons and bring about justice to a land full of evil conquerors. The French guy that said, "What is this?" as we approached was most like the French king that Henry II's son, Prince John, was said to have conspired with to overthrow his father's kingdom, so the books say, but I think it unfolded differently than what history tells us. I think King Richard had those records written how he wanted them to look, tricking his father into believing that Prince John was the conspirator that led him into that ambush, and leaving a grief-stricken King Henry, who favored Prince John as an heir after his true favored son died, and named King Richard the heir out of choosing the lesser of four evils. However, I also keep in mind the translated chapters of Enoch that I decrypted simply using modern terminology to replace the story's outline. So it's still the same story, just with modern associated descriptions. In the tale, written by a scribe, it details a coup against a king and a deception being used that labels four individuals as scapegoats for this plan to take over the kingdom, and the notation of the scribe seems to jump from one event to another further ahead, maybe even years after the first portion was written. Considering that the final edition of the full Bible was not finished until the 15th century and began in the later half of the 3rd century, then it is highly likely that the Book of Enoch that we know was written by this scribe around the year 1180 when King Henry II died and Richard the Lionheart was crowned king. The scribe was most likely a scribe of King Henry II's court and had recorded the main highlights of the war between the king's 4 sons and their attempts at forcing their father to give them the crown of England either by force or by inheritance. This also explains the outline of other tales and legends written about that time, such as Robin Hood, and possibly the background behind the villain of that story, Prince John, and why he sought to take the throne from King Richard in the first place. Ag, his witch, a soothsayer in Prince John's court. She knows about me and my path towards discovering the truth of this tale. Anyways, I'll handle her later. The outline of the agreement was that not everything that was listed on those stone tablets would come to be. Whatever parts that we did not agree with would fade with time from the stones, but those we did agree with would outlast the fading passage of time. An example of this would have to do with the part that said, those who are rich and powerful and wield that power over the people would become mystical gods on earth. Yeah, that part got thrown right out. Also the part that said, those who are called to the destiny of magic shall also inherit the right to rule as kings. Yeah, that got thrown right out too. I would have stuck around to explain that this gift was being offered to help drive back the corruption from within the church at that time, but it was kind of difficult with the slaughter going on around us at the same time. Now back to the subject of discussion. That scenario that just unfolded here is an example of the power and divinity of God, that I made man in the likeness of myself in order for them to achieve what they have and still do. I have taken a concept, such as magic, a lost art some believe, and turned it into a real working process that can be understood in every detail and applied as a tool to accomplish great things beyond that which man is capable of themselves. The power to create something from nothing. Now let me make sure I am clear here. I am not the Hebrew God or the Christian God or the Catholic God. I am the true creator that those gods' mysteriousness was hiding. I am the creator of the heavens above us and the earth and all that is, was, and has yet to be. My role as the creator occurred just as you saw me explain that scenario as it unfolded in the foundations of magic, and why it is available to us only in pieces as if it was incomplete, because it is incomplete, and now you know why. When I created existence it came to occur just as this did. I took an idea and I made something from nothing. I used my skills and accumulated knowledge and created a path of possibility to make it so, and my ability to travel across time like I did here is an example of proof to that, a skill I have better mastered since then. I just wanted to explain this so that there are no more religious images built about me claiming me to be something I am not. You know, the biggest problem I have with people today is the fact that there are so many who enjoy talking about me and ridiculing me behind my back, but none of them have the guts to openly ask me anything clearly to my face. They ridicule what I say in my videos and claim them to be stupid or mad scientist theories, but none of them have the backbone to say any of it to my face. They simply snicker and laugh at my efforts, downplaying people from actually listening with their fake Barbie doll personalities and their anatomically incorrect qualities that make them seem as hollow as a politician's promise cowards. Anyways, the Bible was written by the hands of man and it has been altered to suit the needs of men throughout history. Search with your heart, for the Holy Spirit of God can be found in the heart, they say. Would you take the word of a material object? Thou shalt hold no false god or engraven idol before me. Put down the cross, son, and open your mind to the true God's will. I could just say, I am him, therefore, I know that all this is true, but these things I've discussed here take more than faith. I must lead you towards learning the truth of it. Simply put, when I died in my coma, I went and created existence. When I fell to earth as the Word to become Jesus, I took off the armor of God, my spiritual form. When Jesus died, the Word was free to return to my comatose body. In the gap between then and now, over 2,000 years, that entire scenario has been sensationalized, venerated, exalted into fairy tales. That in turn became religions, which in turn created enemies of those beliefs when they turned out to be fakes designed to support the benefit of others' ambitions. All of them oblivious to the fact that there is an actual God buried beneath the lies and expectations they build their empires on. So I have enemies behind the religions of dioceses hunting me for the ones impersonating my name. I also have the enemies of those religions targeting me so they can take a shot at the source of their enemies' beliefs, and then I have a world full of people who just don't give a shit, nor do they want to give a shit because of the conflict all this has caused. So if you want to know the reason behind my attitude and skepticism when speaking to others about this, well then there you have it. So I ask, which are you? Someone who has come expecting some super mega Power Ranger god that's impervious to criticism, hiding ulterior motives and able to dodge bullshit in a single snap? Or are you someone who came looking for some superhero god and was let down when he found out that everything he believes I would be was over-embellished propaganda by those assholes with an agenda hiding behind a church?
Feeling dark today, Raiden?
My mood is not your concern.
Your mood is my leverage, fool.
Do not invoke my rage, Shang Tsung.
Liu Kang's soul will be mine, Raiden.
My thunder will crash down upon you. Yet again, you betray Earthrealm.
Are you surprised, Raiden?
Only that it took you so long.
I will torment you for eternity.
Do your worst, Shang Tsung.
And now a taste of things to come.
Does anybody else want to challenge Ryu? Anybody?
I challenge you. I'm too old for this.
Smart time! Dragon Sword! Dragon Dagger! Now! Welcome to my nightmare.
Learning often requires stepping into the unknown, R2, even when it's uncomfortable. There's something else here. Something cold.
You feel it, don't you? The echoes of power. The desperation of those who refuse to be bound by your Jedi chains.
I didn't come here to fight.
Yet your blade says otherwise. Always the Jedi, clinging to weapons while pretending to seek peace.
Peace doesn't come without vigilance. But violence is not my purpose here.
You're not like the Jedi I remember. They hid their fears behind doctrine. You carry yours openly.
Fear isn't something to hide from. It's something to confront and to understand. That's why I'm here.
To understand fear. How quaint. The Jedi have always been too timid to grasp the depth of what fear truly is. Fear is not merely an emotion. It is a catalyst.
A catalyst for what? Pain? Despair? You use fear to dominate, to control. That isn't strength. It's dependency.
No, Skywalker. It is freedom. To embrace fear is to master it, to wield it as a tool. The Jedi would have you suppress it, lock it away, and in doing so, deny yourself its power.
Power that burns everything it touches. The Sith see fear as a weapon. But you forget that weapons cut both ways. Unchecked, it consumes. It turns strength into desperation, clarity into chaos.
It was fear that led your father to his greatest strength. Do not deny it. Fear for his wife, his children. It unlocked power the Jedi would have forced him to suppress.
My father's fear didn't save him. It destroyed him. It twisted everything he loved into something he couldn't recognize. And in the end, it was love, not fear, that brought him back.
Love. A fleeting weakness. It blinds. It binds. It chains. Fear, on the other hand, liberates.
Does it? Or does it trap you in an endless cycle of conflict and pain? You speak of liberation, but look at what fear has built for you. A galaxy in ruins. A legacy of ashes.
Ashes can be fertile ground for rebirth. Perhaps you and I see the same truth, Skywalker, but from opposite ends. You see the potential for healing. I see the necessity of breaking.
Breaking without rebuilding is just destruction. The Jedi failed because they feared the truth of emotions. The Sith failed because they let those emotions consume them. There has to be something more. A balance.
The Jedi preach of balance, of peace, yet they deny the very emotions that make us whole. Anger, fear, passion. These are not weaknesses. They are truths.
The Jedi of old suppressed their emotions. And yes, they were blind because of it. But the Sith, you let your emotions consume you. Anger becomes hatred. Passion becomes obsession. And that leads to destruction.
You speak with a wisdom I didn't expect from a Jedi. The ones I knew were blind, clinging to a broken code. But you question. You adapt. That is admirable.
Questioning is the first step to understanding. But understanding without action means nothing.
You are a curious one, Skywalker. A Jedi who does not blindly follow the code. Perhaps there is hope for your kind after all.
There's always hope. Even here. You find peace.